Welcome back. We have an update for you on a story we've been following for a while. The Jobs Coalition's collecting 34,000 petition signatures to stop what they call the job-killing tax. Craig Benedetto is here with us from the organization Jobs Coalition, and you're going to give us an update on this. So over the holiday break, you began collecting signatures on this tax, the linkage tax.
Correct.
Tell me, first of all, where you are in the process.
So we started Christmas Day, the 25th. That was the first day we had to collect 34,000 signatures, as you mentioned. We have 30 days to do it, so on January 23rd, we're going to have to turn in those signatures and hopefully put this on the ballot in June.
Mm-hmm. And why is this coalition, and who is it made up of, so opposed to this particular tax? Remind people if they're not familiar with it.
Well, it's a coalition of jobs creators, primarily. We have the Chamber of Commerce, former Mayor Jerry Sanders is leading the charge, Economic Development Corporation, and a lot of businesses. And basically they're concerned about the impact this tax will have on the economy and on jobs creation. Basically, at the heart of it, it's a tax on new construction, and it solely goes to commercial industrial development. It's also a tax on business expansion, as well as some tenant improvements in the city of San Diego.
And when we talk about the tax, what type of percentages are we looking at as far as, you know, how do they assess this tax? What does it consist of?
Well, the increase is astronomical. They went from where they are today to, in some cases, upwards of 800% increase in this fee. It's a tax per square foot.
And
so
what's the fee per square foot?
So the current fee, if you're looking at like a commercial office building, it's $1.06. It's going to go up to $5.32 a square foot. And what does that mean?
Right.
Well, for like a typical 100,000 square foot, which is a pretty modest sized building, 100,000 square foot building, you're talking another $500,000 potentially in fees that would have to go to the city of San Diego to pay for subsidized housing.
And what does your organization believe this will do to impact businesses and specifically hiring?
Well, okay, so the city of San Diego is the only jurisdiction in the county of San Diego that has this fee. So at the local level, it could drive businesses outside the city of San Diego. So it could drive jobs to Poway, it could drive jobs to the county of San Diego, excuse me, it could drive jobs outside the state of California. In fact, we've already heard mayors in the city of Carlsbad, the city of Escondido, they're already talking to some of the businesses that are just across the city line in the city of San Diego about coming to their jurisdiction.
Well, now, the City Council did vote to implement this tax again back in 1996. I guess it was taken off the books to help the economy.
It was cut in half.
It was cut in half. So now they want to put it back to where it was, they say. Is that right? Or?
Well, no. So they not only are doubling it, they're going beyond that. That's the 800% increase I was talking about. So we were okay, not happy about it, but okay with the doubling. But when they decided to go to this huge increase, we said we can't do this. We know that our jobs creators are not going to be happy.
Well, you look around San Diego, and I think the other side would argue that we really are in need of affordable housing. The redevelopment money was cut from the state, and a lot of that redevelopment money went to housing. So the city leaders or people that are in support of this say that we need this in order to provide housing for those people, and this is where the funnel usually comes from via the state, but that doesn't exist anymore.
That's true.
So how do they, you know, get that affordable housing, because we know there's a need for that? Do you have an alternative or something?
We came up with upwards of 20 different alternatives to try and find a choice, give them a choice to avoid this kind of a tax increase that could hurt the economy, and they rejected every one of them. They could have looked at, they're talking about infrastructure bonds. I know that you talk a lot about, you know, the need for road improvements. Well, affordable housing is a form of infrastructure, excuse me, in the city of San Diego. At the end of the day, they could have looked at that as a source of funding. They can do finance districts. There's a lot of different ways to do it that don't tax jobs creation, and we provided those alternatives. They just didn't want to consider them.
Real quickly, as we wrap up, what do people need to know about if they want to sign this petition that you have in order to stop this from moving forward?
There will be signature gatherers out at the malls, at shopping centers, at your local grocery store. If you see someone out there, I know that there have been a lot of petitions out there lately. This is a new one. It just got started. Please stop and talk to one of the gatherers, and please sign the petition. It's a big book. There's a lot of information, but we're doing well. We had a great weekend collecting signatures, and we think with this we can get it on the ballot in June and let the voters decide.
Craig Benedetto, Jobs Coalition, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Bridget.